Grow with Dr. Uday podcasts. Hello and welcome to the 12th episode of the Grow with Dr. Uday podcasts. In today's episode, I'll be talking about how to deal with difficult people. But first, what does it mean how to deal with difficult people? Psychologists call them difficult people, but we might have labels for them as well. We all know that dealing with moody people is daunting and causes stress and frustration in the long run. The difficult co-workers or counterparts may cause you stress or send you home with a headache. They even sometimes send you in search for another job. According to a Scarcedal human resources consultant, Sandra Casallo, troublemakers fall into several categories. They are known as the bulldozers, the exploders, the snipers, the chronic complainers, the wet blankets, the know-it-alls, and the enigmatic say-nothings. Thus, we might all know at least one person who can set the blood boiling. These people can be found in work environments, schools, and universities. So, if we are in complete confusion, what shall we do if we have such people in our world? We can't live a pure life, empty of stressful or stressing people. It's the truth that we should face. You might have heard this phrase a lot. It's hitting a nerve. We always say it when we see people we don't like to deal with. Whatever the situation is, we need to find a way where we create a firewall between those difficult people and us, so we are not affected by their negativity. First, we may need to release all negative thoughts about difficult people from our heads. Labeling people or just keeping in mind that it's harmful and sometimes daunting to deal with moody people can make us aggressive or even defensive towards them. We need to go beyond their actions and explore justifications for why they are behaving that way or thinking in that manner. Giving justifications to their behavior would give us a sense of relief to their unacceptable behavior. This would require us to be patient until we find the stimulus or trigger of their moody reactions. Until we get the stimulus on the horizon, we need to adapt to their behavior and try to avoid any clash with them. Second, think of training yourself in different types of situations that might occur on the job or life in general. It can encourage you to role play and videotape your interaction and reaction to these situations. You can ask others for feedback. Another situation when dealing with the know-it-all type is when they make a decision that you don't agree with. For example, in this case, it's worthless to argue with them. Just say, "You're right," and drop the subject. It's worth paying attention to your body language as well when dealing with difficult people. In a confrontational situation, you stand with feet shoulder width apart, well balanced and in a short manner, holding your head straight and not tilted, according to Casallo. Third, and this could be the most difficult, after we have found out about the stem of their unscrupulous behavior, we then come to the question of how we can deal with it. That's not easy, as we need to get into their inner thoughts and feelings and ask them to move to the exposure area where they can open up and talk about what makes them behave in such a way. We need to be cautious at this point, as they need first to feel that we are on their side. We need to help them get out of their sanctuary and see how people see them. It's very important, though, to build rapport with them. But if we have failed, at least let's give them an excuse. Now back to the firewall I mentioned before. You don't want to end up leaving a job because of human factors than technical competence. Casallo highlights that human skills are the key. We might try to approach difficult people, but our ways and methods might not work. Then in that case, we need to protect ourselves from negative vibes, snitching, gossiping, or even posing. We can think of creating our own zone that's protected with solid layers to prevent anyone from ruining our mood on a sunny morning or a weekend. So, the takeaway is you need to act like water and not like a snowball. When water hits something, that it stops it from moving. It looks for another path. But when a snowball hits with something, it just stops there. Across the board, If it was all to me, I would go with communication skills that come before anything else. Sometimes skills don't come naturally. They need to be learnt, practiced, and put into action. That's all for today. Thank you very much for listening to this episode. For the next topic, I'll be discussing the question, is it too late to learn another language? Have a great time and all the best. Grow with Dr.